Welcome to the Lessons Learned for Vets podcast page. My name is Norris, and I created this show for you. I want this show to serve as a source of advice and guidance as you navigate the military transition path. I want you to know that you're not alone with what you're going through, and I want you to know that there is only one right way to transition out of the military, and that is the way that you choose to do it. We're just here to help smooth the path ahead of you and advise you about any bumps in the road that you might come across. So if you enjoy this video, please give us a like, subscribe to our page, and I encourage you to go to your favorite podcast provider and listen to the full episode of this show. You can also visit our website at www.ll4forvets.com. I promise you will get some great information. Okay, welcome to the bonus question for this week. And I got to say, if you haven't already listened to the full episode, you've got to head there now because Brian delivered so much knowledge and information. This is a must-listen episode. I say that every week, but this one, it's got to be at the top, all right? So you've got to head to the podcast and listen to the full episode. But I've got Brian here with me to answer the bonus question for this week. And one of the things we talked about in the episode, Brian, was the importance of self-reflection, of figuring out, like, what's next for me? What do I want to do? Not what am I told to do, but what do I want to do next? So what are some suggestions that you have for transitioning service members and veterans to really go through that self-reflection and just figure out how to get started on that process?
Lori, thank you for asking the question. And I love your comments. And I'll also just amplify, up to this point, the government has told you what's next. It's a blessing and it's a curse. It's a blessing if you're ready and you know what you want to do next. It's a curse because you're the only person that can define what's next. And if you don't figure that out soon, you might have some missteps until you finally figure that out. So start as soon as possible to figure out what it is that you want to do, not what the government wants. It's not this game where you can just adapt to whatever comes up. You get to decide. So to the point of doing some exercises to figure out that self-reflection of what you want, there are a couple things I want to recommend. And these are just really, really simple things, but really powerful. The first one is just think about, if money wasn't an issue, what would I do? Take money out of the equation. A lot of people have the concern, I got to make a certain amount of money. Just put that off the side for a minute and think about what is your passion? What do you and your family want to do? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do next if money wasn't a concern? That's kind of an easy one. The exercise that I recommend that every service member go through, and when I first tried this, I thought this was, I was like, I'm not going to do this. This doesn't make any sense. And I did it. And I was like, holy Toledo, this is like really powerful. I'm so thankful I did it. So for the next 30 days minimum, preferably 60 to 90 days, at the end of the day, write down 3 things. The first things is, and this is all in our transition guidebook, our first transition guidebook, Truths About the Military Transition. Again, it gives you exercises. So all this is in there. So download it off our website. But think about 3 things. And the first 3 things that you write down every day is things that made you feel significant or valued. And so what made you feel significant or valued today? They can be small things, they can be big things, but write them down on paper. Keep a transition journal. Write this stuff down. Nobody needs to see your transition journal. It can be very, very personal. It is for you. So number 1, write 3 things down at the end of every day that made you feel significant or valued. The second thing is write 3 things down every day that made you feel insignificant or unappreciated. Do that for 30 minimum, 60 preferably. If you even go beyond that, even better. And then go back and look at that and look at the trends and see there is a theme that will come out of the things that made you feel important, valued. And there are themes that will definitely come through that you see that you're like, wow, I don't like these types of environments. I've been doing this for 2 decades. And when this exercise came up, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I know myself really well. Okay, but I'll play your game, and I started doing this. and I played by the rules. And I look back and I was like, I had no idea the insights that I would get. And so from personal experience, I highly recommend that exercise. There are a number of others in this book, again, free of charge, great materials in this, along with the other transition guidebooks that are on our website. Get it, go through the exercises. There are more, and they will definitely help you. The other thing I really want to highlight, though, I mentioned earlier, keep a journal, write it all down, be honest with yourself. Nobody needs to see your transition journal. Being honest is really going to help you get to the insights that you need to have. So don't try to fool yourself. Be candid, be honest, and write it down. And you'll be very thankful you did.
Excellent advice. And you can go to the website, which is military-transition.org, to download all of these free resources. And I said that free resources. There is absolutely no charge, no hidden agenda there. Go and get those resources and let them support your military transition while you take ownership of it and make it as successful as you possibly can. Thank you so much, Brian.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great night.
Hey, thank you for watching the video today. Have you subscribed to our channel yet? Did you leave us a comment? Have you listened to the full episode of the podcast on your favorite podcast provider? We sure would appreciate it if you would do all of these things to support us today.